What does it take to change the world? Is it brilliance, luck, or perfect timing? Or is it persistence in the face of failure? History often celebrates success, but it rarely shows the struggle behind it. The long nights, the wrong decisions, and the moments when giving up would have been easier than continuing. At the start of the 20th century, cars were rare, expensive, and built only for the wealthy. Most Americans had never seen one, let alone owned one. Transportation was slow, limited, and unequal, shaping where people lived, worked, and dreamed. This is the story of Henry Ford, the man who asked a simple question that changed the world. At the turn of the 20th century, America was changing, but transportation was not. Cities were growing rapidly, factories were expanding, and populations were shifting. Yet roads remained rough, unpaved, and unreliable. Horse-drawn carriages filled the streets, bringing noise, congestion, and waste. Travel was physically demanding and time-consuming. Long-distance journeys could take days or even weeks, limiting opportunity and mobility. Automobiles did exist, but they were rare curiosities. Built by hand, unreliable, and extremely expensive, cars were toys for the wealthy elite. They required constant maintenance and were impractical for daily use. Most Americans would go their entire lives without ever riding in one. For working families, the idea of owning a car was unimaginable. Yet beneath the smoke and steel of industrial America, a new idea was forming. What if transportation was not a privilege, but a right? What if a machine could give ordinary people freedom to travel, to work, and to live farther from crowded cities? That idea belonged to Henry Ford, a man who believed that innovation only mattered if it improved everyday life. Henry Ford's early life. Henry Ford was born in 1863 on a farm in rural Michigan. His parents expected him to follow a traditional farming lifestyle, working the land as generations before him had done. But Henry was different. He found little joy in planting crops or tending livestock. The repetitive routines of farm life felt limiting to him. What fascinated him were machines. As a child, Ford was known for taking apart clocks, watches, and tools just to see how they worked. He was not trying to break them, he was trying to understand them. Neighbors began bringing broken equipment to him, trusting his growing mechanical skills. Even at a young age, Ford showed an unusual patience and curiosity. By his teenage years, Ford was already repairing engines and machinery for others. He believed that machines could remove hardship from daily life by replacing physical labor with efficiency and precision. This belief would shape his entire future. Ford was not driven by luxury or profit alone. He was driven by usefulness and practicality. Early failures and persistence. Ford's path to success was anything but smooth. Before he ever changed the world, he failed repeatedly, often in very public ways. In 1899, Ford launched his first company, the Detroit Automobile Company. Expectations were high, but the reality was disappointing. The cars were expensive, slow to build, and often unreliable. Production delays frustrated investors. Costs continued to rise. Within a few years, the company collapsed. Many would have quit at this point. Ford did not. In 1901, he tried again with the Henry Ford Company.
This second attempt showed improvement, but disagreements quickly arose. Investors wanted fast profits and safer designs. Ford wanted experimentation and long-term vision. Unable to compromise, Ford left the company. It was later renamed Cadillac and became successful without him. To outsiders, these were humiliating failures. To Ford, they were lessons. He learned what not to do, how to manage production, and why control over design mattered. By his third attempt, Ford was no longer guessing. He was ready. The birth of Ford Motor Company and the Model T. On June 16, 1903, the Ford Motor Company was officially founded. Operating out of a converted factory in Detroit, Ford and a small group of investors set out with one clear goal: build a car that ordinary people could afford. Their first vehicle, the Model A, was simple but important. With a 2-cylinder engine and a top speed of 30 miles per hour, it was not revolutionary, but it worked. Early production was slow. Only a few cars were built each day. Sales were uncertain, and investors worried about financial stability. The automobile industry was still new, and many doubted whether horseless carriages had a future at all. Critics dismissed cars as unreliable novelties, but Ford believed deeply in his vision. He did not see cars as luxury items. He saw them as tools that could connect communities, expand opportunity, and reshape society. That belief led to a breakthrough in 1908, the Model T.
The Model T, a car for the people. The Model T was unlike anything that came before it. It was not stylish or flashy. It was practical, durable, and easy to maintain. Built with strong steel and simple parts, it could handle rough rural roads, mud, dust, and harsh weather. Repairs could be done quickly and cheaply. Most importantly, it was affordable. As production improved, the price continued to drop. For the first time in history, middle-class families could own a car. Farmers could transport goods to market. Workers could commute longer distances. Families could travel together. The Model T did not just change transportation, it changed lifestyles. Towns expanded. Suburbs grew. America began to spread outward, no longer confined by distance. But Ford knew that affordability required more than design. It required a new way of building cars. The assembly line revolution. In 1913, Ford introduced the moving assembly line. Inspired by efficiency systems in other industries, Ford reorganized production entirely. Instead of workers moving around the car moved past the workers. Each person performed one simple task repeatedly. The results were staggering. Assembly time dropped from over 12 hours to just 90 minutes. Production increased dramatically. Costs fell, and wages rose. This innovation allowed Ford to produce more than 15 million Model T cars in under 2 decades. The assembly line did not just transform Ford, it transformed the world. Factories across industries adopted the system, defining modern manufacturing and mass production. Growth, challenges, and criticism. During the 1920s, Ford expanded globally. Factories opened across Europe and beyond, making Ford an international symbol of progress and industry. But success brought controversy. Strict factory discipline, repetitive labor, and resistance to labor unions sparked protests and strikes. Public opinion became divided. Some admired Ford's efficiency. Others criticized working conditions and management practices. Then came the Great Depression in 1929. Sales collapsed. Factories slowed or shut down. Millions were unemployed. For Ford, this was a defining test. The company was forced to rethink its operations and make difficult decisions. Despite the hardship, Ford introduced new models and improved designs, including the reintroduction of the Model A in 1927, which helped revive sales. Resilience became the company's defining trait. War effort and reinvention. When World War II began, Ford shifted entirely to wartime production. Civilian car manufacturing stopped almost completely. Factories that once built cars now produced military vehicles, engines, and aircraft, including bombers. This effort pushed Ford's manufacturing capabilities to new limits. Innovation accelerated, efficiency improved, production reached unprecedented levels. When the war ended, Ford emerged stronger, equipped with advanced technology and experience that would shape post-war automobiles. Performance, trucks, and modern identity. In the decades that followed, Ford diversified its identity. The Mustang became a symbol of performance, freedom, and youth culture. The F-Series trucks became icons of strength, reliability, and hard work, earning loyalty from generations of drivers. In recent years, Ford has once again looked ahead. Electric vehicles like the Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning represent a commitment to sustainability. Investments in autonomous driving technology signal a future of safer,
smarter transportation. Ford has pledged to become carbon neutral by 2050, a promise backed by innovation, not words. Final thoughts and legacy. Henry Ford died in 1947, but his influence remains everywhere. He did not just build cars, he reshaped society. By making transportation accessible, he changed how people lived, worked, and dreamed. His philosophy of innovation, looking beyond what people ask for and imagining what they need, continues to guide Ford today. More than a century later, Ford is still moving the world forward, not by building faster horses, but by reinventing the wheel again and again.